from behind the TV just looking.
We're not even broadcasting to anybody, are we?
Cat, yes, we're broadcasting to the MP3 right now, and it should be reconnecting us in just a moment. It's finding server.
God,
Cat!
dude, that cat.
You suck, Cat.
Wow, and look at it. It just
It's
looks
that
so much.
it's
It knows
that
what
cat
it's
over
done.
there.
It knows you're not going to do nothing about it.
It's that cat
I
right
know,
there.
Dude. You don't spray him with water.
We're sorry.
Freaking...
Ed, do you want to hit reconnect on the IRC at least? So
yes, I will.
It was the cat's fault as we get started. And I should just transition to news of the week and been like, and that was the news, the biggest news item.
Well, at least we still got that intro to come back on.
Yes, so sorry about that, folks. Hopefully it's back and everything's okay.
Are we connected?
You've got to hit the little freaking lightning bolt.
Yeah, I know. I thought I
God, I didn't know you were such an
IRC noob.
Whatever, dude. I fucking hit it. It's hard to see it from that angle.
Epileptic Gaming News of the Week.
All right. News of the week. It still didn't work.
I freaking connected. I did it fucking
I'll
twice.
do it.
Dude. Stand up and do it then.
Oh, now we's got to go hit the lightning bolt, and that's total failure.
I know, dude. I hit the lightning bolt like freaking 3 times in a goddamn row. Spam the lightning bolt. Wheat.
Oh, there he goes. Right away, instantly.
Oh, hey.
It's like when my wife has a problem with the TV, I walk over and bam, it's fixed.
Wheat doesn't add the fact that I have to type a fucking
we know where's the
password
pants
in.
in this show.
He's trying to make me look like a cocksucker. You're the fucking asshole.
Yes. What's up?
Yeah.
News of the week. We're back. Okay. The cat here, guys, the router or the hub back there is it's on one of these nice monster power things. The problem is that it hangs off. Well, Cat, obviously not very keen on technology, walks across it because he likes to just walk through wires and sit behind all the consoles and shit. And if he steps perfectly on the AC power pack.
So now it's your fault for not properly teaching your cat how to handle electronics.
I guess you could say that.
I think it's your fault for letting that cat just be freaking awful, dude. That cat is awful.
What do you mean he's awesome? All right, guys. Here's the big news. Bungie goes multi-platform and signs a 10-year publishing agreement with Activision. And this does not mean necessarily that Bungie is a part of Activision. In fact, they are staying independent in a lot of different ways. Bungie will continue to own all intellectual rights to their properties. Now, Force brought up...
Is that important to own the IP?
I think so. Well,
yeah,
look at
Halo.
I didn't know Activision
like Halo,
let people own their IPs.
What? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You were telling me that they are positioning themselves to be like someone else who is under Activision, and that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Did you have that in here somewhere?
No.
Did you want to talk about it, or did
you just gonna throw that little tidbit of information?
No, I just wanted to say. I mean, the last time Activision was in the news, it was for them not knowing that creators like to own their IPs. I mean, they are going to lose one of the best companies that they've ever had in the world.
What I was trying to segue you into was what you were talking about Blizzard.
And then they just picked up.
Oh, well, that's the fact that, there's several indicators that they might be working on an MMO. And one of the things that one of the guys was doing an interview about why did you sign it, and he coyly mentioned, do they even have an online game? Or no, I heard they had a pretty successful online game, don't they?
Yeah.
In like a coy reference. And they talked about how there's a excuse me.
Whoa, buddy.
There's a comment about them saying that Bungie already has a well-thought-out business model for their product.
Right.
Who needs a well-think-out a business product? You make a game, sell it for $60. Why would you have to think out this business model unless maybe you're expecting more than just that single $60 purchase? Plus, why 10 years?
And an MMO would make a lot of sense there. So I think that's true. Force is going to die tonight on episode 211, so we'll be taking applications here for
He's
the
just so excited for a Halo MMO that
I'm about to cry.
The quote that came was, "Today we're poised to open a new chapter in Bungie's history, one that begins with a partnership between Bungie and Activision and ends where we always knew it would, with world domination." I like those aspirations. I'm down with that. Now, everything that's been mentioned with the new game firmly states that it will be brand new action game universe. Now, action game could be taken very literal, or it could be taken with a lot of liberties.
It's going to be a first-person shooter. Let's not kid ourselves.
But an MMO style is what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm guessing.
I think to say that gamers have been wanting something like that for a while. After the boom of Warcraft, after the glimmer that was PlanetSide, even the glimmer that was Global Agenda, I think gamers really would like to see.
I'd use the term glimmer loosely.
Why? Of both those games?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And then finally, quote, it's definitely safe to say you're not going to hear anything about it this year. He's talking about the new game. We want to make sure that Reach is our focus and it gets the discussion it deserves. So, folks, don't hold your breath. But you got to have respect for these guys. They want to go out. They say that Reach is going to be unbelievable. They back up those claims that Microsoft made.
Dude, I think Reach is going to be fucking the shit. It's going to be awesome.
Well, we'll talk about the multiplayer a little later, dude.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we will. We've had some experience with it, but you got to wonder if like this news wasn't for us. This news was for the stockholders,
Right.
because for us, we wouldn't have even had this news delivered to us until they were done with Reach.
Right.
But because of what's happened with Infinity Ward, I mean, I think they had to make this announcement right now to let people know, you know, Activision isn't sinking. I know all you see is shit in the headlines about us, but we got Bungie now.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing what happens over the next few years. I think a lot of the fears that people had with Blizzard, people are having with Bungie right now. There's a lot of misconception. Oh, my God, why would they sell themselves to Activision? You know, this deal seems really sweet for them. Now, in addition, going multi-platform, Sony is also excited over this. Like, obviously, they're like,
Sony was making announcements about them joining.
Exactly. And they want to back that. Obviously, they're in the position to do so. They're already bragging about how the game world is going to benefit from this, and they are right about that. And the other interesting thing about this, and then we'll wrap it up or give our final thoughts, is that Bungie has also said that there's a possibility of maybe them getting involved with a current Activision IP.
I mean, you got to ask yourself. I'd have to see a list to even know what's worth getting excited for besides
Halo Hero, dude.
Guitar Hero and Call of Duty.
Halo Hero. Master Chief! I killed the flood.
I am happy though that it's a new IP because I don't really.
I killed the flood.
I never got into Marathon. I don't want them revisiting that world, and there's nothing really in the Bungie back catalog that I want to see them revisit. So I'm excited for something new.
Needler to the face and a plasma grenade on your ass. Halo Hero. It's gonna happen, dude.
You're so excited that you had a chance to do that. I can just see you
gonna,
waiting.
It's gonna happen.
Dude.
I can't wait.
But it is interesting because
Can't
most
wait.
companies sign on and say a 2 or 3 game agreement. You know, the fact that they pushed a decade, will be with you for a decade, I just think
That-
really
dude,
leans towards
that
that
does,
subscription
dude, that
model,
does.
you know, saying that, you know, we're going to run online services for this long. That's what kind of game we expect.
I guess I'm gonna actually retract the Halo Hero because I don't want Master Chief to all get big-headed and be like, well, I don't think you should have my likeness in the game. You know,
Dude, don't you think it'd be sweet if like Master Chief's unmasking was in Guitar
was
Hero?
Was it Halo Hero?
Halo Hero.
No, actually, they don't have the Halo franchise, so that can't happen. So thank God.
Don't you think though 10 years for a subscription model is a little like we think our game is going to be that freaking awesome?
Yeah. And you
I
know
do.
what? You know what I said to Force? I said, this to me is going to prove if Bungie is a Blizzard. Because they kind of have this Blizzard-esque track record. Some oddball titles here and there. And then like boom, boom, boom. Like 3 major significant franchises. It's like I feel like Bungie is sort of like Blizzard in that like everything they make is gold or has the attraction.
That's what I mean, it's
to
only
it.
really them or Infinity Ward, maybe Valve that even have, you know, the clout in the industry to even compete with WoW. But I could see Halo being a name that could do it, or not Halo, but Bungie.
Bungie, right? So anyway,
do you think it would be a PC model only?
no,
Hell no.
They've said
So-
multi-platform.
Yeah, well,
That's the other thing.
Think
though.
like 10 years of a game. On,
well,
you know, like when
look. I think the 10 years came from Activision personally. I think Bungie's like, well, that works. At least it's not 3, and then we got to worry about it taking us 2.5 years to develop the game, and then, you know,
Or
like,
maybe Blizzard actually said, don't sign on with us if you want our help unless you're going to give us 10 years, because that's how long it takes us to do shit. So make sure you guys are on for a decade.
That
That
too.
could be.
That too. Yes, Fork, you are right. You are right. Blizzard has more games, but it doesn't mean that Bungie doesn't show the traits that Blizzard has shown. Again, those sort of like cultish.
I mean, let's remember
opening games.
they've been around a lot longer than Bungie has too. I mean, they just entered the scene with Halo 1 was the big. We're
Yep.
here.
Yep. So this is the other big news item of the week. Force.
Oh yeah, new Call of Duty. The game trailer is supposed to appear tonight on Game Trailers TV, and but the name's been announced. It's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops, which totally sounds.
Man,
Which totally sounds like we're trying to make you think it could still be maybe in a Modern Warfare.
Black Ops, man, how many fucking people got paid $150,000 a year to sit in a fucking room?
They told them, if you're going to put Vietnam in it, don't you dare put frickin' Vietnam in the title, because it's killed every game that's been in
That's
the Vietnam
actually
universe
true.
so far.
Black Ops, yeah, that's Black Ops.
So
Yeah.
it's set in the Vietnam universe?
Well, what it is it's set apparently during the Cold War. So what happened was they haven't announced any details about it. It's all supposed to be hush-hush. But Game Magazine apparently already published the description they received for the game, and it says that it's going to be featured, Cuba, Vietnam, and the Arctic. It's going to feature crazy weapons, they said, and it's going to have an intense single-player, multiplayer, and co-op.
All that I care about.
As ambiguous as you can get.
All that matters.
Well, they did say that the entire studio is being dedicated to it, with specific branches for each part of the game.
VC zombies, bitches.
That's where VC Zombies.
VC zombies,
dude.
okay? Everything else doesn't matter. I don't care. VC zombies, that's
November 9th, though, is the date that it's coming, like it or not. Promising the most intense experience.
Does that seem so soon too? Like, I mean, like, holy
it
shit, we're
sounds
gonna get it already.
It sounds like an Activision-owned IP is what it sounds like.
It does.
Oh, I mean, it's next week already.
What? What do you mean?
It's a new Call of Duty already.
Yeah.
It's been every year since the launch of the Xbox, practically.
Man, why the fuck did my recording get?
I mean, last I
fucked up
checked,
again?
we're waiting on Call of Duty 7. I mean, you can totally tell that's Activision-owned.
Yeah. Just trying to churn out the freaking money. Because people buy it, though. That's the fucking thing, dude.
I know
love for
they do.
2 weeks in a row we've had a story like this, and the numbers have had to change as we've done them. That's just crazy.
Well, and
That's why Activision. This next story is why Activision had to say we got Bungie.
Exactly. 8 more leave the Modern Warfare developer, bringing the total to 23. They now have enough to form a soccer team and a softball team with that new.
Dude, he crunched some serious math to come up with that.
What?
I didn't know you could do soccer and softball with those numbers.
Sure.
That's sweet.
You'd have some crossover guys, of course, but some not coordinated on their feet. So, in addition to the 5 men who left for last Friday, we've learned that 3 more level designer Keith Bell, designer Charlie Wiederhold, and level designer Preston Glenn also packed up and left the Activision-owned Infinity Ward at the end of next week. Adding to these are 5 more, all of whom left, this would have been, Monday this came out, I think? Or maybe Tuesday. Lead character artist Joel Emicil, weapon artist Ryan Lastamosa, artist Brad Allen, lead programmer Robert Afield, and our first non-dimensional one of the bunch, HR recruitment specialist Kristen Cotterill. And you got to know that if HR fucking leaves, serious
problems.
issues.
I want to be this Ryan dude, this Ryan Lastamosa dude. He's a weapons artist. He's not just an artist.
He's
the
a
other dude's
weapons
just a generic
artist.
artist.
What do you
He's a
do?
weapons artist.
Yo, man. Yeah.
I
Artist.
draw weapons.
Yeah.
So it does, we talked about why they had to announce Bungie so soon, and it looks like, do you think he's the axe guy for this? Because someone, I think, had to take the fall for this whole Infinity Ward fiasco.
I don't know.
And publishing president of Activision, Mike Griffith, has resigned. Right away, I got all
Publishing
excited.
president?
I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, oh, no, that's not Bobby Kotick. So that's not Bobby Kotick. But, yeah, the publishing president resigned, says he'll still be with the company.
Who the fuck cares, dude? Like publishing president.
Well, that's probably
How's
the
he
next
got-
up.
How the fuck does
That's
he have
next
an
up to the
impact on
CEO.
anything? The publishing president.
Dude, the guy who's in charge of all the games that Activision puts out, I would think that would be huge.
All right.
Well, also coming at them is a massive lawsuit, $500 million, $500 million. they are being sued for by 38 current and ex-Infinity War. I can't believe there's some people who are still working for the company suing their own company for $500 million.
This is a brilliant idea. Get fucked, get the company to leave, sue the other company to fund the new company, make awesome game, profit. Business model right there. Yeah, business model.
Well, they're claiming that Activision owes them hundreds of millions of dollars in royalty fees that they were withholding. They're holding them, trying to get them to push out Modern Warfare 3, they claim.
Nasty.
They're withholding the bonuses over them to try to rush Modern Warfare 3. That blows me away.
I think it's pretty funny, but someone's going to get their just due in the end. And the funny thing is even if Activision takes it up the ass, it won't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it won't matter. Someone will get paid, and that'll be it.
Yep.
Ed, I bet that you are just like on pins and needles waiting for that next Warcraft movie that's been rumored for like 4 years.
The Horcraft movie?
No, the real World of Warcraft movie.
Dude, with Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, 4 years
should
ago.
be coming out
at BlizzCon
this Christmas.
Yeah, like, they should at least be doing post-production and shit now, right? Well, in fact, they haven't even started penning a script yet, Ed. Yeah.
I wonder why.
They're still trying to figure out what the fuck they want to do with the movie. And
the story is built in for him already. Like, I don't get.
No, the problem is that I believe that the Blizzard lore people have so much pride in their work that it's like, we can't make a fucking movie.
I think they're now having to take a serious look at it and realize this shit really is ridiculous. Can you believe there's so many millions playing this?
I'm good friends
Read this writing. Look what I wrote right here. This is terrible.
With Kat Hunter, and she currently is working with Blizzard. I worked with her at CGS as well, and she's been talking about her lore classes. Like, Blizzard holds lore classes where they teach the company about aspects of lore so that they better understand.
Fucking kidding me.
That's
dude.
fucking awesome,
gay,
dude.
dude.
That is fucking awesome.
That sounds terrible.
Dude.
That'd be like one of those classes I would go through and play on my phone the whole freaking time.
And this is the problem. They have a fucking lore class, and they can't come up with a script for a fucking movie.
What? Hold on a second. No, because they're so serious about their lore. Dude, you can't tell me. I'm sitting at work, fixing computers, doing it. Oh, this backup needs to be restarted. I'll say, Weed, it's time for your StarCraft 2 lore class. Why don't you come on in here and we learn about why the Dragoons are extinct and why they're not in the game. And
that sounds appealing to you.
Fuck yes, dude.
Because I look at StarCraft 2. I look at StarCraft 2 and I'm like, damn, I want to know more about that story.
Remember something. Remember.
Dude.
You know what else is appealing to me?
Force, fuck you.
Penises in his mouth.
Force.
Or putting them in his wife's ear. Force.
Yeah. Like,
the single player for StarCraft 2 looks fucking awesome, and I bet that you will be all over its dick. So you should watch what you're saying.
I'm hoping that by the end of it, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy all those novels. I'm going to go get the comic books.
You don't do that with any
I'm so
fucking
excited
game,
for the
you
story.
fucking dickweed. God, it's like you automatically.
But you apparently want to go to lore classes based on the writing of these games.
It's better than fucking doing whatever you're doing. God, if you're sitting there in front of a computer answering emails, a fucking 60-minute lore class.
I've been to those
awesome.
classes where they give speeches that
I
have
bet
zero interest to me.
I bet
they're not awesome.
I bet they have cookies and.
Do they
fucking
bong hits beforehand?
Maybe, dude. Blizzard. I've been to the Blizzard offices, man. If you guys fucking knew what they were like, maybe it would be different.
Eat one of these brownies, give it about an hour, then we're going to go and do a lore class.
Before we start the lore class, we're going to pass out these mushrooms. Now, these are actually from
They probably gave you the
Azeroth,
lore. Yeah,
dude.
the lore behind the mushrooms.
And that's how we're going to start our story. Anyway.
I want to know, how is this possible? Like, what's going on here? So apparently Xbox Live, the original Xbox Live, isn't dead yet because like 12 guys, 14 guys refuse to quit playing
Imagine this. Imagine this. What Microsoft has done is they have flipped a switch that says no new connections.
So they've just never dropped their connection in all this time.
Correct.
Because they are bragging about how long that they've been marathoning it.
Right.
But it just seems like, if it was really that big of a deal, you'd just be like, boop, boop.
But I think Microsoft's gotten press from it though. Like, why wouldn't they want to just let it right out until there's one guy left, and then you know what'll happen on our fucking dashboards? We're gonna see Jimmy McJimstein like sitting there with his fucking Xbox, and it's gonna be and his copy of Halo 2, and they're gonna be like, we gave him a signed elite by the Xbox Halo 2 team, blah 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 blah, blah. And they're gonna make a big fucking media horde show out of it, and then.
So the deal is they're just not connecting or
Not disconnecting.
They
off
haven't
the
quit.
server.
And like it's been over a week, if not weeks now, that these guys have been playing the
14
same Halo
days.
2 session.
Dude,
14
It's
days.
coming to springtime though. There's gonna be some thunderstorms, some power outages.
Some
Guess
power
what?
outages. Yeah,
This
they got
Nature is
lost
gonna
there.
have its
This
way
says-
and
this
fucking
says
end
14
this
days.
shit.
Yeah, this says 14 days. We're down to 12 now, so we've already lost 2, dude. We've already lost 2. I think that's.
Did
fucking
you
awesome.
read? Did you read this week about the guy who beat Bejeweled?
Yes.
How do you beat Bejeweled?
Well, I don't know, but apparently it only takes you 92 days in one game session to beat it. Over 2,000 hours.
I don't understand it.
How
Did
the guy
much
put in
pause in it?
How much?
I would assume if it's on your
cocaine do you
PC,
think that
you
guy
could just
was
pause it.
fucking-
So his
no
PC
way,
was
dude.
on for 90 days.
92 days without rebooting.
Dude, he was doing mad fucking rails. and just fucking-
Could you even imagine? Imagine.
They didn't think anyone would ever do it.
And how do you beat it? Was it by high score or by getting?
Yeah,
the
what
top
happens
yeah,
is-
how do you beat
What
it, dude?
happens
I don't
is
get it.
when they program these games, they have to put a limit on like the integer that represents the score. So the limit was like 2 billion or something like that, and or maybe higher, maybe 20 billion, but whatever. So what happened is he got to that number, and then it zeroed out, and then started going negative, and so that's how they knew that he
Crazy.
so it like submitted, and it is crazy, dude. So this week we learned a little bit about the history of Mario. That's right, Nintendo's Mario. Now we know his origin games and his short-lived Jumpman, and even Miyamoto at one point wanted to call him Mr. Video. That would have been a fucking horrible idea. But did you know that the name Mario actually comes from a guy who served as the landlord to Nintendo of America's headquarters in the 1980s? His name was Mario Segale.
Mario.
There's a great little write-up about this on technologizer.com, and it's a good read that goes into more detail about how they perceived him and why they took his name. Apparently, the guy was actually a real dick and always was like, where's my rent?
And that's
Blah,
what I was
blah,
gonna
blah,
say.
blah, blah.
If your landlord's name is Mario, you better be paying
So-
that dude on time.
So, in a
No
night,
shit.
right?
He's
Something
gonna
get
be
broken.
knocking on the door. He's like,
And
"Hey, geeks."
In a 1993 article, I think it was like the San Francisco Times or something, Mario Segale claims that he's still waiting for his royalty checks. Like, they asked him, they're like, has Nintendo ever paid you for, like, even though this is pretty much like public knowledge? And he's like, no. Like, he was
I'm
upset
sending
about it.
someone.
So they print
Someone
money
will deal
and
with it.
you didn't go after it. So
So that guy, the journalist that had the iPhone 4G that got busted last
that
week.
Got busted.
Yeah, apparently the feds broke into his apartment.
No shit.
Yeah, he
dude.
came
They,
back
like,
and the
kicked
feds were
door
in
in.
his apartment,
Took
stole all his
everything,
computers,
like,
everything electronic
everything
related.
that looked like it could have been even remotely electronic, they took.
It's pretty scary when they bust
That's
in your
crazy.
door like that.
You
man.
want to know what's even more crazy? The average person does not have the amount of electronic. Like, you obviously know that he, as a journalist, is getting hooked the fuck up.
Dude, I think it was like 14 computers. It was like a ridiculous number that they stole. And it was like mentioned breaking into his apartment or something. I'm like, holy cow, you have that much shit in your apartment, dude.
Crazy.
I want to get a
Imagine,
job at
dude.
Gizmodo.
Imagine how shitty his apartment is, though. Like, there's a lot of fucking
So-
cables and fucking
so the
shit all
development-
around. How much Mountain Dew do they find?
No, actually, he was. It was like a pretty well kept place. They said, but
Really?
you know, it was respectable guy. What's
So
the
they had nice blinds. The carpet was.
Yeah,
the-
shag carpet, fireplace. What?
the development though is that he got a letter from his editor like the day before this happened that says this is a clause in California law that says because you are a journalist they cannot do this.
What? They can't bust in your door.
Nope.
They're not allowed to seize your sources.
They're not allowed to see. Yes. So, like, they are now fighting it. I think they did get everything back. And it held. And, you know, I don't know. I think the guy's still potentially up for charges. It was more like a seizing of the
Because there
equipment.
was a point where he's up for charges because there's a charge apparently that if you have stolen goods and don't return it to the owner, if you know who the owner is, you can be charged. So I mean, there was charges like that. Now you got to ask yourself which trumps what.
What does trump what?
Yeah.
So Sony has a new model PS3, the CECH 2100A.
God, that's a long ass name.
Wow.
Sweet.
Why do you care? Because it's now cheaper to run for us. It uses less power, and it's cheaper to manufacture for Sony. Of course, whether Sony will actually turn a profit because of these adjustments remains to be seen.
After all these years, are they still taking it in the ass on the sale of every unit?
I think everyone's still.
Dude, have they not figured that out?
Is Nintendo on top?
Oh,
no,
Nintendo made a profit from day one.
Yeah.
They're making like a $50 profit on every machine they sell.
Then I think.
I remember us talking about that a long time ago.
Only $50, dude, profit.
Everyone
Only?
else is taking a $50 hit for every machine they sell.
Well, I know. When you compound that by like how many people that own the machine, like $50 profit is pretty fucking
50
solid.
profit times what? 50, 60 million people who have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty healthy.
So this is a sad story.
Oh no.
Good thing I got a box I haven't opened yet.
Bye 3.5-inch floppies. In 1981, Sony, and I didn't know that Sony was the inventor of that, actually. I
didn't either.
I felt a little ashamed that I didn't know that. It brought us the 3.5-inch floppy. Its amazing range of storage wowed us for years, guys.
Dude, it was like 3, 4, 5 of those 5 1/4s.
Man.
Oh my god, those things sucked ass.
When
You
you
were
had-
playing Oregon
oh my
Trail
god,
on
the
'em?
old disc was so
all
thin.
that
Dude,
shit.
there's like the 3-disc Oregon Trail, wasn't it? Something like that.
1.4 megabit, high density. Amazing.
I remember playing Oregon Trail when the computer had one color. Like
Yeah.
orange or
Or
yellow.
green
Orange is
or
yellow,
whatever it
green,
was.
yeah.
This was probably the only time ever that games were automatically better based off of the amount of discs that they came on. It was like a well-known PC gamer fact. It's like,
I mean, I'm sure
that
we've
game's
mentioned
8
it.
fucking floppies.
I'm sure
Holy
we've
fuck.
mentioned it before, but at one point, Force just had boxes. We're talking
Oh, dude.
thousands of 3.5-inch. I had every
Tons.
game ever.
Tons.
It was ridiculous.
Tons. It was good times. It was good times. After 30 years of production, Sony will now cease production of the 3.5-inch floppies. It was good while it lasted, guys. Nice.
So I still got an open box. Some of my kids, I still have to have that box ready to have them transfer me information. Some of my kids haven't found out about thumb drives yet.
Dude, I was just about to say, I was like, the USB stick came in and was like, pow, pow, pow. Zip drive tried to come in and do a little damage. They didn't do shit. Sorry, iOmega.
I had one of those pieces of shit.
Dude, they were so
I
bad.
think I had one disc, the disc that came with it.
All right, another one. Comcast is not only rated as one of the worst internet services on the planet, but they now have the pleasure of calling themselves the consumerist.com worst company in America for 2010. That's pretty fucking big, dude. All the car shit that happened, and they are going to get worst company in America. We're only 4 months in.
The photo of the award is freaking hilarious.
So, yeah, it's hilarious because it's the Golden Poo Award.
It's a freaking pile of
It's
shit.
literally a pile of shit.
I wonder if they display that pretty happily over
I don't know.
their headquarters and their like central office.
I
Like,
did. You know,
"Look,
as I
we
read this
actually
story, I'm
won
like, that's pretty
something."
funny that they won a pile of shit. But now I realize we are only 4 months into the year. They've already won the pile of shit.
I know.
That's
It's,
hilarious.
That sucks.
and-
You lost
but-
your monitor.
I know.
Oh.
Oh, did the cat do it? No.
No.
Didn't we have a 519? Like,
Yeah.
what was it? What was the award?
We had the Men in Diaper Award, our Grown
Right,
Men in Diapers
right.
Award. We had the
What was the? What was
I don't remember the
shit
mentally
award?
challenged award that we
the
gave
Mentally
out.
Challenged Award.
What
It
was
might
the
have
shit
been
award,
like
though?
the Poo Award or Golden Poo Award, something similar to that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Big pile of shit award.
I don't know what it was.
Find out what shit-related reward we gave out about half a decade ago.
Yeah.
There you go, audience.
Then you automatically get a.
This
big-
actually next story is pretty funny to me because
It's crazy to think the hopes that they have for the world of Red Faction. Well, Sci-Fi had talked about how they inked a deal with THQ previously about working with them in a TV and game capacity, and their announcement came with the fact they were working on a Da Blob series, if you remember us talking about that.
Yeah.
Well, now comes word that they are going full steam ahead with Red Faction. Their intentions are to make one of those 2-hour Saturday Sci-Fi original movies, And if the movie does well, they will then launch it
okay.
into a backdoor pilot.
Red Faction story was awesome.
You know how people have sort of guilty pleasures? My guilty pleasure is the fucking sci-fi original movies.
I've watched more of them than I'd like to admit
they're
to.
so fucking awful.
Like a lot of them are so bad. Like they just had this like flying piranha one that was not. Oh my god, dude! So if they go down, that
There
path
are
with
some
it,
bad.
like the really bad, like.
Are they
Really
just
bad.
gonna? What if? What
but
if
then
the
once in a
whole
while they
thing-
have some gems.
Well, listen, they're
like
comparing
Battlestar
it
Galactica,
to
dude.
Battlestar.
What
They
if-
want to do it like they did with Battlestar.
What
Produce a
if-
movie of the quality to launch into a series.
What if every episode it's like House, where they have to like figure something out, but they have
How
to
can
figure
we
how to
destroy
blow
this
it up.
building?
How to blow it
How
up.
to
It's
destroy
like
a building.
Fucking
That's
just
awesome.
blow fucking everything, just completely destroy it.
There you go, dude. We just gave you seasons worth of shit.
Like, oh my god.
Sci-Fi also announces, though, that they will be helping co-create the next game as well.
Really?
Now, that's an interesting tie together. That not only will they be helping them make a movie, Sci-Fi wants to get into the gaming world.
What if it
That's
just?
their next
What if
big
they
push
just
in their
meant that
company.
like? What if they did something like this?
Who
What if they
owns
took
the
Red
Sci-Fi
Faction?
channel?
NBC.
NBC.
What if they took Red Faction and they serialized it and they made it cool, Battlestar Galactica style, everyone's excited, and then they used the people from the show in the game? Like, don't you think that'd be a good way of like saying, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and then going into it? I mean, risky because we have no idea if this is gonna suck balls or not. But at the same time, you know,
I got to tell you, I actually miss games with real actors in it, in the cutscenes. I mean, I'd be
Some
down with
live
something like
action
that.
shit.
Yeah. Last
Some
we
Wing
got was like
Commander 3
most,
shit.
yeah. So we keep getting the Need for Speed bullshit, and that's
No,
terrible.
or
The only thing that tops that's
Sewer Rat.
the quality
Or
of the
se-
Command and
sewer-
Conquer scenes.
What was it?
Sewer Rat, that full motion
Sewer
game.
Rat, yeah, dude, that shit was like.
That Night Trap, two of the only reasons I own the Sega
Oh,
CD.
Night
And
Trap,
Kid
dude! I
Plays
forgot
Make
about
Your Own
Night
Video.
Trap.
I've
forgot
got
about Night
to
Trap.
I've got to agree with good old longtime Quake 3 buddy Fiend here. As far as the best like live action game, I have to think that Wing Commander 3. I mean, the Kilrathi looked fucking awesome.
You actually looked
Mark
forward to the
Hamill.
next scenes
Yes,
in those games.
yes, it was.
You guys
it was
know,
fucking
actually,
awesome.
You guys are fucking wrong.
No.
Yeah, no. Street Fighter the movie, the video game.
No,
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 Had the
Street
best-
Fighter 4, the
had-
anime at
had-
the end,
had
that
the
was the
best.
best.
No, I'm
live
talking live
action,
action
dude. No,
here.
dude.
Dude, I had Marky Mark's Make Your Own Music Video, Texas Jordan. I'm embarrassed to admit that. I also had Crisscross. How bad is that? There was like nothing to get for it. It was like that or Sherlock Holmes.
Did it make you want to jump? Jump?
jump, 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 jump till I never played it again.
Crisscross makes you wanna jump.
It cost me months to play it for a weekend.
Isn't it weird to think that
months of allowance.
Marky Mark is now like Mark
A baller
Wahlberg?
actor.
He's like just the freaking baller. ass
That
motherfucker, dude.
blows me away.
But
Like,
did
just
you know
awesome
that he
movies
just
like The
wishes he
Happening.
could go back
Because
and
do
be
you
Marky
remember
Mark?
that gay ass video he had where he was like lifting the weights, but for weights they were like fucking cinder blocks on a bar, and he's all like, "Want to make you sweat to your bleed."
Oh wait, was that
No,
or
that
was
was-
Is that
CNC
dope
music?
enough?
was
Yeah,
CNC
that-
Music Factory.
Wrong
My
one.
bad, wrong 90s,
Yeah.
wrong year. Force. Oh wait, no.
Oh, what do we
this
do?
is
Are we
me.
doing
No,
another
no.
show?
Who is the latest company to bust into video games?
Who?
Polaroid.
Polaroid? Like
Yeah.
Polaroid pictures?
Damn.
Kodak
I've been
Polaroid?
waiting. I've been
So-
waiting for a good photo game.
Polaroid, if you guys didn't know, went bankrupt in 2008 because they basically ignored the evolving digital age. Well, like Kodak and all these motherfuckers were like, shit, maybe we need to make one of these digital cameras too. Polaroid is kind of like, yeah, well, people like to shake those things and put them on the wall, and people like that shit. So they kept on going.
That's what they kept
Guess
doing
what?
the instant.
No one gave a fuck about that shit anymore. So they have come back. They were purchased, and they're a totally different company. And by proving it, they are now going to make video game accessories. Really? What?
We're talking
Are they
like
gonna make?
chargers,
Chargers, I guess.
like
I don't know.
recharge machines, and maybe third-party peripherals.
Whoa.
It's weird.
That is
Maybe
weird.
the fans that cool your machines, like that type of shit.
Maybe it's
like the next
their
Interact.
silent rise to
And
freaking total
honestly,
domination.
yeah,
is
I read
beginning with
this,
video game accessories.
and I couldn't even think of anything like off
It's
the
really-
wall
dude, it's
or
really
ridiculous to like. I tried to think of some Nintendo Wii funny thing but I can't. I'm just like, okay, Great. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's cheaper
more
than the
power
next
to
guy,
it.
I'll buy it.
Watch them release like the best next 360 or something fucking ridiculous like that. I have no
They're
idea.
supposed to be bringing out, if you know what Energizer's done with their kind of recharge stations,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
make
yeah.
them stylish. I think that's where the company's going. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to buy it because it says Polaroid. If you come in cheaper than the next guy, I'll buy
it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm not sure what to think about this next story. But apparently, well, not apparently, it's happening. Square Enix is forming a new division of their company called Square Enix Extreme Edges, or CE.
They drink
That's all I
Mountain
like to
Dew
call
and eat Doritos.
The company is looking to usher in a new era of mature rated titles for the company. You know, I'm excited because the video game world is in dire need of more mature rated titles. Like I can't find a good M game anywhere. So, and I'm also excited to see, like a new fantasy game featuring characters like Fuckinol and Shittery that spout the F word every other word during the 78 hours of cutscenes. That appeals to me. And you want to know what? I just want you to know that in my head, it was Fuckinol. But as I look at it right now, it says fuck anal. That was not my intention when writing that.
Fucking all.
So, one of the ways they're launching their company, because you need a big title to like really get this new extreme edginess out there. Kane and Lynch 2, dude.
And
if anyone could do it, it's those two brothers, right? Because the first game was huge.
I know what the title after Kane and Lynch 2 is going to be.
What?
It's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake Erotica version. And it's just going to be like big battles and then dick in your ass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You watch.
That's going to be that's where they're going to focus their CG
finally
attempts.
figured out how to remake Final Fantasy VII.
That would be. I'd play that.
I know you would. Exactly.
I would play the shit out of that,
Exactly.
dude.
So would everyone
God.
that played because Ed, you especially would be like, I wonder if there'll be a Yoi scene at the end with Sephiroth and Cloud.
No.
Yeah.
Gush gush.
All right.
From what I've been seeing from the world, tell me if I'm wrong, because I just, the photos that pop up online, is everyone marrying pillows? Would it even feature female characters anymore? I thought that was the new hot scene, was just to have your own pillow instead of a woman.
I'm actually I've been talking to my wife about moving to Utah so I can also bring a pillow into the family. There's some good ones out there. So at first I was like, okay, this is cool. The Cub Scouts are adding a video game badge. So I
wanted it bad too when I saw just the title.
I began wondering what the awesome badge would look like if you managed to beat, Demon Souls on the PS3. But then I kept reading and found out that the badge is not really for playing, really, but it's more for understanding the ESRB ratings and violent video games.
What?
So yes,
They
Ed.
fucking give, dude. The Cub Scouts are now for like retarded kids that don't fucking feel good about themselves. They're
So,
like, oh, you understand an ESRB?
this is even better.
Here's a badge.
This is even better.
You're-
Okay.
you're smart.
So to get your belt loop, here's what you have to do. 1, explain why it's important to have a rating system for video games. Check your games to be sure that they are right for your age. Okay, let's just go on to 2. With an adult, create a schedule for you to do things that include your chores, homeworks, and video gaming. Follow the schedule. 3, learn to play a new video game that is approved by your parent, guardian, or teacher. Now, I remember
I
when
love to
I
hook
was
up a kid with that assignment.
when I was I'm 12.
Barbie's
I've got-
Horse Adventure. You
Right.
need to earn that badge.
I'm like, oh shit, I have Grand Theft Auto, the fucking all the episodes, Liberty City episodes. Like, I don't want to give that up. I just, maybe Cub Scouts are really that goody. Now, that was just to get your belt loop, to get your video games pin.
Your belt loop.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What the fuck's that even mean?
I don't know,
I
dude.
was a Cub Scout for a minute, like a Boy Scout, but
Did you punch some kid? For
no, I sold popcorn and then never took the popcorn to the people I sold it to and got the loot and the popcorn.
You
So
know
they
what?
kicked me out.
This isn't part of the story, but it also made the news that you can finally buy video games with the shit you sell. So now you'd actually have a real goal to shoot
Oh
for.
my God, Ed, your mom's such a gypsy, dude.
No,
She taught you well.
she did. Okay, we got the money and the
Jesus.
popcorn.
And
so.
I got my weekly gypsy ribbon. Now, to get your video games pin, and you don't have to sell a bunch of popcorn, Number 1, with your parents, create a plan to buy a video game that is right for your age group. Number 2, compare 2 game systems. Okay, whatever. Number 3, play a video game.
Well, whatever. That was a writing assignment in my class, dude. We did that one year.
Well, that's for your writing essay. This is for the Cub Scouts. Play a video game with the family members in a family tournament.
Wow, dude.
Come on, bitches. Street Fighter 4. Teach an adult or friend how to play a video game. List at least 5 tips that would help someone who is learning how to play your favorite video game. Play an appropriate video game with a friend for 1 hour. Play a video game that will help you practice your math, spelling, or another skill that helps you with your schoolwork. Choose a game you might like to purchase. Compare the price for this game at least 3 different stores. Decide which store has the best deal. In your decision, Ed, be sure to consider things like the store return policy and manufacturer's warranty.
Like, dude, don't buy games at Gamers.
Dude,
'cause
I
you
do
can't
not. I
return
do
the shit
not
there,
buy
dude.
a game without checking the manufacturer's warranty. I
I'm
know
like,
that.
yes, I would like to pre-order Alan Wake. However, before I do, I need you to recite to me the store return policy as well as read the manufacturer's warranty off the box. And you know what? I don't do that. I'm being facetious, but from now on I am. Because if it's good enough for the Cub Scouts, then damn it, it's good enough for me. Number 9 is, with an adult supervision,
I'll get this one.
install a gaming system. That's probably the best one on the thing.
You know what?
though?
You
As-
check that
as-
one off
listen,
your list, and the rest will never happen, dude. The
as
gaming
much,
system's
as
on.
we do want to make fun of this, it's kind of encouraging that they're encouraging them to play video games. That like the world is now coming to terms with the fact that hey,
That
like,
is a good thing.
gaming is so prevalent in our society now that we're not going to do anything to get rid of it. It's only going to grow. So we need to like somehow incorporate it into like our good Christian.
Well,
values,
and in all
whatever.
fairness, there's not a. I don't think there's like a movies badge,
there may be.
a TV's
I just
badge.
remember, I just
you know,
remember the racing badge.
So I got to think that maybe that maybe that means something. I don't know, or maybe Cub Scouts is actually going to turn into an army training ground because they're going to put these like appropriate titles.
I was gonna say if they should get any machine, I mean, Cub Scouts are already basically achievement whores. I mean, that's really what they
there
are.
you go.
So they should push them towards the 360.
There you go. Moving on, final items.
I kind of like this story. This one was fun to read about. This is sort of like how it could have ended. Well, the God of War series, actually, all 3 parts were directed by 3 different men. Dave Jaffe, who created Twisted Metal, he created the original. Cory Balrog did part 2, and then Stigman Asmussen did part 3. Well, they asked, the ending that we got at the end of part 3, the ambiguous ending that we saw was all Stig, was all the director of part 3.
Right.
Well, they had asked the original directors, how would you have ended it? And Dave Jaffe had a really interesting take on it in that he said at the end of his game, Kratos would have ended up fighting a Norse god. So that
Right.
they would have continued the series, and he would have taken on a whole new mythology, and it would have given him an excuse to make him as like sort of this central figure through all the mythology.
Right, right. And you know what? I really like that idea. And then Jaffe, who's got probably the biggest balls on any developer I know, he actually talked about that the idea that they had in the second one was his anyway.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Or-
he'd
or-
already scripted out most of part 2.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that Corey, who made part 2, if he would have continued as head director onto part 3, his ending would have been a little bit different too, in that when Kratos got to the end of part 3, or Kratos, sorry, he would have died and become death itself.
No,
the death
that was
we
also
know that
Jaffe's
carries the
idea.
sickle. Oh,
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah. Well, at least that's what Jaffe said on his Twitter.
Oh, did he tweet back and be like,
He
bitch,
tweeted and he's
bitch
like, that
stole
was
my
my
idea
shit,
too.
dude. Don't
That's
fucking-
what I said. He's like, he's not afraid to be like, no. That was actually. It's like
That one was mine,
He
too.
actually gave props. Who was the second guy? Like Chris or
Corey Balrog.
Corey. He was like, Corey's a great guy and everything, but actually, that was also my idea that the Blades of Chaos would become like the Cysts of Death or something like that. But he liked the Norse one better anyway.
So this is interesting because they've been talking about all APB. I really don't even have an idea of, it's been described as like a huge Grand Theft Auto type game, a cops
Yes.
versus robbers world. And what they keep talking about is there's going to be a subscription model. This is our shot at an MMO world. Everyone's been wondering,
This scares me.
what's it going to be? And I'm, what I've seen from the game, is it worth this model? But what they are doing is they are going to sell the game $50, and with $50, comes 50 hours of game time. Not a month, not 30 days.
Yeah, not a month, Ed. 50 hours.
And that's weird
That's
because you think in a
fucking
game
dumb,
you
dude.
really love, you could put in 20 hours a week.
I don't think this model will work very well for,
Yeah.
for the
so
hardcore
keep
MMOs.
going because obviously, okay, I just went through my $50 really fast.
Right.
What's next?
So I got $50 for 50 hours. Your next option is $6.99 for an additional 20 hours of game time, or $9.99 for a month. Now you got to ask yourself, who wants to spend $7 for 20 hours?
So I'm trying to look at this
Actually, you know
optimistically.
what? I kind of think that isn't a bad because, like, what if you do pay the $7 and you get 20 hours into it, and you're like, dude, this fucking game sucks.
Well, you should know that by the end of
By
your
the
first
50
50 hours.
Well, unless
Hopefully.
it's like Square and
because
Final Fantasy,
$3
like,
more.
It takes 20 hours for the game just to open up.
I think what they want to do is they want people to get on the $6.99 model, play more than 20 hours, and go.
Now have to buy another $6.99.
Right, instead of just paying $9.99 and being like, oh, I'm getting a better deal because, look, I get unlimited minutes for fucking this long.
Guess what it probably does if you play 20 hours in 1 second?
Recharges.
Probably
you.
recharges.
So the only other thing I could look at, right, a possibility, is that what if I was a parent who wanted to limit a kid's play? But then I was like, well, but I wouldn't want him playing APB in the first place, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I think that fucking price model is scary.
I'm happy to know it's not the 15, 16,
mean,
17 that we're used to in the new games that are coming out, but it's still, I don't see them offering me anything that I'm ready for a $10 a month.
It's not really that scary, though, because they still offer a $10 a month option, and then they also offer a 3-month and a 6-month option, just like your standard RP or MMO.
Then why don't they just give me a free month when I sign up?
Maybe they do. Maybe they will.
Okay, let's say we play every day.
This is their launch model.
for 3
$50,
days,
50 hours.
90 hours. So already, the moment you buy the game, you might as well just pay $9.99 on top of that because you're gonna, if you play 3 hours a day, that's probably a light player. Even 2
I said
hours.
you could easily do 20 hours a week in a game.
Easily.
And within 2 weeks, be done with your time.
Easily.
Especially if it's good. If it's like an MMO, which you hope, we've played MMOs and all of a sudden 20 hours a week that we can squeeze into a normal game is suddenly 40 hours a week because it's like that. When you
And
get
so
that type
what's
of game.
the other? They've got.
So
I
this
see-
one
yeah.
interests me. Now they do
Well,
offer deals if you buy 3 months at a time or 6 months at a time, you could even get a deal.
Okay.
Like they don't go into the detail of that models, but you
Right.
can imagine like $27 for 3 months at a time. What does have me excited is the fact that the pricing plan is also going to allow players to trade their customizations and rewards they earn, much like selling loot and the bank at World of Warcraft to other players, and what it earns them is real-time world tokens. With these tokens that they earn, they can buy additional game time.
But that kind of makes no sense.
Dude, this game's gonna fucking fail.
Like
I'm
I
gonna tell you
hope
right now,
that's
this
not
game
all
is
you
not
can
gonna
get.
succeed at all.
Because
It
if
says
you're
you can get game time or in-game money, which you can then use to buy stuff.
That's what I think more people, because it's like if you're already paying $9.99 for unlimited time a month,
yeah,
what are you going to be buying extra game
then
time
you would use
for?
it to buy your
I mean,
in-game
I guess
money.
I suppose you could be like, yeah, I earned my next month's
the thing is,
subscription, but what do you do then? Like the way that MMOs work, this is how I subscribe to an MMO. Buy the game, put in my fucking credit card, play the game for anywhere from 3 months to a year,
and then
let
playing.
but then let it continue to charge my card for like 3 months before I'm like, fuck, and then I get rid of it, right?
That's what always happens.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like, how are you doing it? If it's just auto-subscribing, I don't know, like, I can't see any benefit out of that. But anyway.
And the last story of the night, that video games are getting a little bit more recognition within the mainstream media, and I like this. Time Magazine
That's cool.
did their 100 most influential people.
Yeah.
And Jerry Hawkins and Mike Krahulik, the creators of Penny Arcade, made Time Top 100. Usually you're like, oh, they did. That's cool. What they get?
98.
80, 70. 15th place. Not bad. And they said most of the poll, they held at 12th place, ended up finishing at 15th place. But the funny thing is that looking at some of the people they beat, so below them, immediately below them is like Robert Pattinson and Conan O'Brien. It's like influential people who had huge years.
Yeah.
Barack Obama below them. James Cameron, biggest movie of all time, below them. I mean, that's just really impressive to see, you know, two guys who are credited. They talk about their daily comic strip, the Penny Arcade, and the children's charity fund that they run, and all these three things and what an influence they have on the gaming world. And I just think that's cool to see these two guys
not to mention there
get
are
that
two
kind of credit.
really successful events, and I mean they've had more than one past PAX West, but you know PAX East just started. It was really successful. I think they deserve it.
PAX
man.
is like a show you wait for. I mean, can you even believe that these two guys who are just doing a comic strip have something that's like
Fork. No,
you just
Fork
wait
is
and
right.
see.
Fork is
just
right.
wait and see. The Natal is going to be more important than teleporting.
No.
It is.
It,
dude.
it
It's
does
gonna-
come from those same people.
The Natal's going to revolutionize.
That's awesome. We ready to talk about some games we've been playing? I don't expect the Dead to Rights review to be so long, but I do have some
Dude.
footage that
I got some shit to spout on one of the greatest action games I have played in the last 3 days.
Oh
shit, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That I think that kind of sums it up pretty good. So yeah, guys, this week we were like, God, what are we gonna play? By like pretty much chance, Force and I both got our hands on a copy of Dead to Rights Retribution, and I actually got it, and then Force was like, well, I'm at the store. It's here. Should I just get it and let's do it this week? I'm like, sure, let's do it. So amongst
Thanks for telling me.
StarCraft 2.
Really?
Would you play it?
No.
Because I'll tweet.
I know you-
I'll
I
text
wouldn't
you
have
every
played
week
it, but
about what we're
I
playing.
definitely would have wanted the option.
All right.
Fucking
Well,
assholes.
I am I'm the
God.
asshole. I'm the asshole here. So Dead to Rights Retribution. Actually, last week after EG, we played through the first level and watched it. You know, as a group, yeah, it was cool to see Shadow like grinding into someone's chest or chomping on his balls and going through that.
Dude,
but it wasn't until
scrotality.
it was
You
yeah,
should get a
scrotality.
scrotality in it.
It wasn't until the next day where I actually got to like, you know, really play the game. And the nice thing about it is I started it right after finishing Splinter Cell, which by the way I thought had a really weak ass like whole end sequence.
Did you like the ending?
A little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, a little bit. But so jumping into an action game going, oh no, there's going to be more stealth here. It was an interesting experience. And with that being said, I'm going to let Force kind of talk a little bit about
Well,
this
as
game.
he said, you know, I got to watch him play it a little bit. And when you see it, it didn't immediately look bad. I mean, the game looks really good. And it's exciting to know that it's not an Unreal Engine. I saw some reviews that have just panned the graphics. And I want to say the character models look pretty gritty. It has a dark, nice, realistic engine that runs by you really fast. I mean, you spend a lot of time just zipping by shit.
The characters do suck, kind of.
The animations kind of like the
and
proportions look a little weird, but
The
the
stages
faces
and
look.
stuff. The
They
face
look
look
good.
okay.
The main character
The
looks good to me.
dog's face. There was something wrong with that fucking dog, dude. Like, you know what I felt like? I was watching like Snow Dogs. Like they're like, hey,
It's
for
a-
Dead to Rights, let's get those same Snow Dogs that Cuba Gooding Jr. rolled with. Because every time I saw him, I was just like, it almost looked like he was about to like be like, and
He is that type, and you're like, Shadow, keys. And
yeah,
he runs
exactly.
and takes down
It's
20
just-
dudes and gets the keys
so
and brings them back.
That was almost comical to me a little bit. But I will say, in terms of the engine, the levels are really fucking
They look
nice,
really good.
dude.
I mean,
Real
they got a nice draw distance. The frame rate holds up. I mean, I like that it's in like realistic settings, which always lends its atmosphere to it. You know, there's a scene where you're about to go break in. It happens early in the game. Some guys are holding a TV studio hostage, and like the building that you're in, the giant skyscraper, looks amazing. I mean, the streets
Yeah.
are well modeled. So I saw, you know, some people giving the graphics like 5s and 6s. I think the engine's pretty decent. It's pretty decent for coming out of nowhere. And I like the fact, too, that it lets you know right up front, guys, this isn't a serious action game. The first thing that you do in this game is control the dog and rip the nuts off people and tear
for
someone's
like
throat
10
out.
minutes. You're just
No,
like,
it's not 10 minutes,
dude,
but it lets you know
are
right
fucking
away.
owning guys with this dog forever. It's not. I'm not saying
There's
that's
three
bad.
ways.
It's
If it
just,
took you 10 minutes, you did poorly on it. But what it's
Wow.
nice because you get to kick a bunch of ass right at the beginning, and it lets you know, hey, you know what? This isn't realistic. We have a dog who can creeps silently, and while he's creeping, you can see the enemy's heartbeat and shit, and we're just going to gorily rip the shit out of people. So they let you know it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek game right up front. And the shooting portion, while it could use work because it's not the focus of the game, the duck and cover system's not that bad.
It's
You
not
the
bad.
headshots still
How do you
count.
fuck
I like
up
that.
a duck and cover system, though?
Well,
You duck
I'll
and
tell you
cover.
how you fuck it up with this. The Force said it's not the primary thing the gunplay is. Actually, melee
Is
the
primary,
primary thing in the game.
Right.
So
it's always been that way. With
So
this game,
the
though,
way
right?
that the duck and cover,
Yes, it has.
yes, but the way that the duck and cover kind of like it sort of doesn't get a spotlight is because you never have any ammo. Like the game's designed to force you into the melee with the disarming, which is it's fine. It works okay, but it can be a little sluggish too. I mean, what did you think of
well,
the melee?
The thing is that in almost every action fighting game we've run into, all the way up to God of War, the King of the Crown, is that you only have a few amount of buttons. So no matter what kind of action you decide to do, it's going to be repetitive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still really only hitting 2 buttons, and not only that, but it's one of those games where you learn to cheese the system very often. Like, you will come, I'm a little bit further than Wheat, but you'll get to a point where you can grab almost anyone and immediately turn them into a shield.
Right.
So you just cheese the system by grabbing a guy, turning him into a human shield, running up, getting right in people's faces, and killing them. So once you learn the exploits, too, you don't even take advantage of the fighting system that they've created. But they do encourage you through the achievement system to try different combos. You know, I like working on trying to get my 5-hit combo because it's there. If you want to take the time and learn about it, they do a great scene where you're sparring with your dad. And, you know, they do a great way of, like, teaching you the mechanics.
Load of combos.
There are quite a few combos for only
But-
really using 2 or 3 buttons.
Yeah, you do a lot of the same combos.
But what
over and
happens is just like any of the God of War games, early on in the game, you're like, wow, there's a lot of different shit, but then you learn what's best.
Well, exactly. Then you just use that.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is I almost feel like they added all of these combos just to make it so if you're just button mashing through this game, you're going to still pull off like 8-string hits. Because I'm serious, when you go to the screen to look at the fucking combo list, you're going to be like, oh, there's a lot. What the fuck? Page 20. You're like, holy shit.
Really?
Dude.
That many?
Oh, man, it's like B, B, Y, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, B. I mean, like every comment. B, A, B, B, A, B, Y, B. I mean, there are a fucking
Every
ton,
combo
dude.
you could think. You take
There
those
are-
6 options and
are a
however you can
ton.
split them between.
People want to know, can the dog die?
The dog doesn't die.
Doesn't die.
He passes out, and you got to go revive him.
You either finish killing all the bad guys in a level or you revive him.
It's
So
still,
it's like Mass Effect.
Okay.
one of your partners
basically-
drops, he's down till you get
Right.
close to him and revive him. And that leads to some situations, too, where you can kind of like, the dog's by your side all the time, and you can tell him to attack, and you can kind of cheese situations where let him just
Oh,
go and
yeah.
attack, try to kill as many people as he can. I don't care if he dies. I'll get to him after I shoot through
and
the
I'll-
Yes,
scene.
the big question is, does the dog hump the enemy's legs? See, like,
No, the dog rips the enemy's leg off, and then when it falls on the ground, chews on its face, and then spits that out and goes
does he
after the
spray?
arms.
Does-
The dog is vicious in this game.
So
Okay.
I want to just tell you guys what I told Force on the phone, what I thought about this game. So what I told Force was that, you know, imagine if Red Faction Guerrilla didn't have the mechanic where you just fucked up buildings. At the end of the day, it's like a decent third-person shooter with just a pretty mediocre story. It's a decent game, but it doesn't do anything to really wow you.
Mhm.
I really feel like this game is that right there. I know that Force, I think, liked the game a little bit more. And I'm not saying that the game is bad. But what I'm saying is that the game didn't do anything spectacular. And so it's just kind of like, I've played this before.
You know, my thoughts on the game were I was actually having a pretty enjoyable experience. You know, the gunplay, the combat, all of that does get a little bit repetitive, but when I find it satisfying, I don't mind the repetitiveness of some games. But I really got to a point last night where I was telling Wheat, you know, it's I thought like 30 or 40 minutes of play. I'm like, I can bang out a stage. So I'm playing through this stage, and you start off with a dog, and he's like Shadow Keys, and you got to stealth kill like 20 dudes to get all the way to the end of a stage, get the key, then you got to run the key all the way back with the dog, and then you give it to the guy. Well, when the guy breaks the fence, it sets off an alarm, more guys come at you. So now you got to fight through this entire stage again on foot, you know, doing gun combat. I get to the door that I think is going to be the end of the stage, and the door opens up into this huge shipping dockyard with all these crates, and I have to do this massive take cover battle through all this shit. I'm finally like seeing it inside. I'm like, there isn't even any more map. I'm at the end. Honey, it's going to be just a minute. It's just going to be a minute. I get to the end of the stage, and there's a freaking manhole. You have to go down the damn manhole, and then a gigantic sewer battle with snipers that cause you to have to creep every few seconds while you switch 4 valves that slowly lower these gates just so you can run all the way back to where the gate was that just got lowered 4 times while avoiding snipers. It like this 30, what I thought was going to be 30 minutes turned out to be like 60 or 70 minutes for one stage.
It sounds like a yarn fest.
That really bothered me, that stage was so lengthy.
Could you save?
No, I couldn't. I didn't know because when I first started, it was at the beginning of the stage. I didn't know. There is no sense of like you can quit in the middle of it.
Right.
I mean, it might
There's
do
no
it.
like autosave.
I don't know.
Like
All I know
like
was that
the
I'd gotten to the
checkpoints?
30 or 40 minute point, and since I wasn't 100% sure what it would do, I was like, I'm not taking a chance. I gotta play through it. I'm not gonna take a chance.
I mean, I know what you mean because like I played the game basically to story point. Okay,
From
it
chapter
obviously
in, yeah.
auto saved. I'm out. So I don't know what would have happened.
But I mean, you ask, is this a bad game? And I tell you, have you played Darksiders? Have you played Mass Effect? Have you played Battlefield Bad Company 2? Have you played, Super Street Fighter 4?
Exactly.
If you can say yes to all those games, then you should pick up Dead to Rights.
Yeah, this is no doubt the rental for the summer. So I know you guys are keeping this list of games that you need to maybe go back and play when that drought hits, post E3. I would say that, if
This
you
might
just
be
want to
one.
blow some shit up and the Halo Reach beta's over
If you
and,
wanna nom 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 on some nuts with the
yeah,
dog.
but other than that, I can't just say, Ed, now that I've sunk some hours into this game, brother, hop on it. I can't do that. I
All
can't
right.
do that.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, it's not like, no, I don't think anyone's going to spend $60.
Here's
to go,
what I
"Oh,
will
I'm so
tell you.
disappointed."
When you heard Dead to Rights, the experiences I've had with Dead to Rights, PS2 was just okay, kind of like the PSP version. Sequel to was kind of meh. This is like the best Dead to Rights I played. I mean, I think they really stepped it up a notch.
And there
for
are a
the new
lot of
system.
people
I
that
do
like the
that.
Dead to Rights story.
Yeah, dude, there are a lot of people.
There
that
was a
like it.
cutscene. I said there's a scene where you lose someone close to you, and they're like, holding him alive, blood shooting out. The ambulance arrives, trying to bring him back to life. That I actually
The
found
dog.
pretty gripping. I mean, just for a second, I was like, that looks pretty good. I mean, they didn't take the easy way out with Dad in his arms. He just looks up and screams, "Oh!" I mean, they went through all the motions of showing
Did
them
you-
trying
I don't
to
even
save
know
him.
if I have
Did
the.
you shed a tear?
I didn't shed a tear, but I was like, I like that they went the extra step with the story.
Yeah, I tried to Chris Hansen you, but an extra step.
How
with
was
the
like,
story.
a child rapist story?
Wait, hold
like,
on.
saying I
Aren't you
found
the guy that was like
video game writing sucks
Heavy Rain?
ass.
Yeah, Heavy Rain didn't really do anything to me.
But I mean, you've seen that scene before where someone dies, and he holds him in the rain. And he's like, "Oh!" But I mean, they went through all the shit of the dude arriving.
Gattaca!
Jude Law's the real man. Yeah.
I like too
Wow.
that that there are stealth sections, but they're not painful. This
No,
is stealth.
actually,
This
that's
is
a good point.
arcade stealth.
It was.
I like
definitely
that because I
arcade
was kind of
style.
worried about
But
that. What would
yeah.
it be like?
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got to say about Dead to Rights. I'll tell you what, we could talk.
It never
a little
gets
bit
boring
about
ripping a dude's nuts off too. I'll say that. Every time I kill a dude, I hope for the scrotality. I hope for that animation.
Scrotality. We could. I wouldn't mind. Let me stop
I had
this shit
asked a
first. What?
question earlier.
What
in
was the
show
question?
about? I think that Halo Reach is going to be the shit, and you said that you guys actually know something. or
Well, we've
something?
been playing it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Did I not tell you
Dude,
that?
I was telling Weed,
God,
I'm like,
dude.
Weed, are you getting?
Why
are you
do I
getting-
even fucking do this show anymore?
I asked Weed if he was getting spammed. I play it last night, and boom! Everyone, are you
Listen,
playing? Are you playing it?
listen,
Join
hold
our
on,
join
Ed,
our chat.
listen.
And tell
No,
my
no,
friends
I
you're
don't wanna
playing
hear
it.
it.
They
I
don't
don't
believe
wanna
me. You're
hear it.
playing it.
You're a fucking cocksucker, dude.
What? It's not like I
No,
can't.
that-
I
no,
won't even.
that's fine.
I'll tell
Ed.
you after the show.
Ed,
Okay, no, that's
you can
fine.
play it
We'll-
tonight.
We'll talk about it later. So, what's your initial impression?
So immediately,
We both had the same impression. I'll say that.
I play like 5-6 games, and I'm like, okay, I've got to take care of James and get him dinner. So I'm like calling up Force. I'm like, Force. Halo.
What do you think about it?
It's pretty much Halo.
I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say Halo 3.5. My initial impressions are Halo 3.2.
Really?
It was like it wasn't even like, oh my God, Mike, I was fucking flying in the jetpack. Woo! It was like,
it's Halo.
Felt like Halo.
You got the shield that recharges and plasma grenades and
what they did though. I mean,
Sweet.
what they did that you gotta commend them for the fact that they reskinned the guns. I mean, the guns look different.
Wow, dude.
They do.
That's really
They reskinned
disappointing.
them.
It's kind of disappointing.
You know what I was telling Wheat? The sweet thing though about the game is that they give you 4 classes. Okay.
Yes.
So what happens
is it class based?
it's class based, and what basically you can think of your left bumper is your class power. Okay? So your scout class can sprint, much like you do the roadie sprint in any game you've ever played.
Right.
The recon scout dude has the jetpack, so you can shoot up for a little bit.
No,
lose
that's
your time
airborne.
after combat.
That's
Airborne,
airborne.
whatever it is, you know what he is. Okay. The other dude is like the warrior who can do the insta shield, where he can protect himself for damage for a few seconds.
Okay.
And then the other guy has the ability to cloak.
to like predator
go
himself.
invisible.
And then you can also like, I think that class
He can
also,
assassinate if he gets from
Yeah,
behind.
assassination.
Yeah,
Does
it's really-
assassination.
You know what?
kills.
It sucks too because the animation's like 5 seconds long, so you're just like, fucking already. Can I die so I can respawn back in?
But so they have those different classes, and you think, wow, we have different classes, but then you see every single one of them is the machine gun, and you have to pick up all the weapons within the stage, and I really question that.
Now I don't know because something you should mention, and this is
It's
first
great. I mean,
impressions,
yes,
right?
and it's
First
just spinning us
impressions.
out in modes.
Because what is important, and I know a lot of people have asked for, is that they have added the Modern Warfare 2 awards, or Modern Warfare, I'm just going to call it, award system. So now you earn like points for victory, points for playing, and then like any special awards that you win during the game. And then instead of just like, okay, you've reached level 3, you unlocked all the same shit that you unlocked, you earn credits, and then you buy like
Shit.
armor pieces and different shit like that benefits your class. So
Now, I have read about the customizable
kinda
armor. Do you
cool,
know what
dude.
does
That's
it
kinda
does it
cool.
go to the weapons?
I
Because
don't
I
know.
didn't get
That's
a sense
what-
that you could unlock new weapons.
I don't know.
That all the weapons are found within the stage.
I'm not quite I'm not quite sure. And I do like that. I have to be honest. Buying the shit so you could play it makes it feel like a more unique experience. Cuz it's not just like, okay, Modern Warfare 2, boom, I'm this level, sweet, I've got this gun now, blah, but
Well, here's the thing. When we played Modern Warfare, you play one stage and it's like level 2. Unlock this insignia, unlock this perk, unlock this track of achievements. We played 7 or 8 games last night, and I haven't even hit level 2. Now, granted, I'm not very good, okay? But after 8 games, I haven't leveled up. I haven't unlocked something.
Right.
Nothing's really hooked me after over an hour of gameplay, and that was kind of that took me
you
back
get
a little.
accolades and you get points for accolades.
Yeah,
In
you
fact,
still get 'em all.
your
Those add to more
accolades
achievements,
is what
yeah.
give you more points. So if you're fucking just like totally racking up the,
Your killing
accolades,
sprees, back kills,
then
revenges, all that shit.
they're not a ton
multi-kills.
of points, but yeah, I'm in the same boat as Mike and maybe I wasn't playing because I wasn't playing the team. We were just doing like the oddball
The
free for
free-for-all
all
shit.
and the Slayer. and
Here's the
stuff.
thing that I find the most, and don't think I'm like bashing it, but the thing that I'm most disappointed by is the fact that we had this promise of a new engine.
And it's
this
not.
is supposed to be
It's
a
not
new
engine.
engine.
Well, okay.
And it
Or
looks.
is it
Let
a
me
new
put
engine?
one. Let me drop one thing in defense. If you guys remember Halo 3, people said that a lot about Halo 3, and then Bungie came out and said our multiplayer engine, specifically the beta, is not what you're going to see in the final game. Is it the same thing? I don't know. But the thing is I don't know how they improve anymore. Really, like, are they going to give us epic scale style battles? God, I hope so.
And the textures are a little bit better. I mean, their structures look and feel a little bit more real. It doesn't really feel like these weird, flat shaded alien technology in the middle of kind of plain rocks that they're
Right.
used to. But it still, I don't know. I just expected to see it look and feel a little bit more visceral or real, or I
And-
just kind of expected that edge to it, and you don't see it right away. But here's what I do want to compliment them on, in that we have that, it's like the tower, the outside tower game, and then we have some
Right.
inside tight tunnel stages.
Yeah.
The
I like that,
stages
a
feel a lot
future
better
office.
to play.
They
Yes.
feel more. Yeah, I agree with you.
Kills happen
I
a
agree
lot
with
more
you.
often. There's
Yeah.
really not as many sniper holes that you're worried about. The combat moves
Here's
a lot
what's gonna make
differently.
you happy. All right, pistol.
Oh, the pistol's back.
Yeah.
Is
Dude,
it-
I
is
was
it-
playing with a normal gun, getting a couple kills.
Is it-
Suddenly, I switched to pistol.
Is it like the
scored
Halo
over
1
half
pistol?
my kills.
Like
Yes,
Yeah.
3
headshots
shots?
kill.
Yeah.
3 shots to boom, boom, boom.
Peace.
Peace
It's,
out, sucker. Is there a scope on it too?
Yes, you can scope in on it.
Oh, I didn't even
Yes,
try.
it has a
Yeah.
zoom.
Just like
Fucking
it did.
awesome. I'm so stoked about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
What I have found though is like the new weapons look new and look kind of vicious. I don't know that they necessarily feel that good
The
because I'm not that good
needler
a shot.
sniper rifle, or like, what was it like in Halo 3?
Like the carbine-ish weapon.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
only weapon that you can
That's
zoom in
what
on.
it's like, but if you hit consecutive hits, then it implodes like the needler needles do, but you have to hit less of them. I like that one, but on some of the levels, it was just like, fuck, man. If you weren't just using your pistol or your assault rifle, is fucking.
It
dumb,
was
dude.
weird though. I don't know if this is their intended or if I probably could have had the option to change it, but it was really disorienting that they switch your punch and your
And I
pickup
thought I was
weapon.
gonna
like,
have
did they
yes,
switch
and
it?
I thought
RB
they were
is
gonna
now
have,
your punch.
Yeah, I
and
kind of
it
like
takes
it.
you back. I
Really?
mean,
You
it
wanna
took me a
know what
while to
else?
get used to
They
it.
nerfed the fuck out of the melee because
Well,
it doesn't.
that's
It
good.
does not like do nearly. I mean, there was
But
a
it's
couple
still
times,
a back hit. Still, if you
Force
get 'em
and
from
I,
behind, they
yes,
still
yes,
get killed.
always. But Force and I, seriously, there was a couple times where I'm pretty sure it was like a fucking Halo boxing match where it was like. We were just meleeing the shit out of each, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm pretty sure I hit you with a couple
I knew
bullets before
you
that,
should have
too.
been dead. I think every time I ended up freaking dying, it was bullshit. I'm like, I hit you. I punched you at least 3 freaking times.
I was like, I don't know. So anyway, we'll be talking more about it as we play this weekend. Of course, it's public to
next week he
everyone
goes
very
public.
soon.
We'll do our full review with it next week.
You got ODST.
I mean, I'm definitely
right?
going to be
Oh, yeah.
playing some
Okay.
more.
Okay. All right, perfect. So let's talk about some Super Street Fighter 4. Again, we're going to do a full review next week. And actually, I would probably say that next week is going to be justify $40. That's
Yeah.
kind of the way that I see it. So that's how I'm going to approach next week's review. You guys know that I love Street Fighter. I'm going to really look at it from a was this worth the $40? However, I want to talk about it right now and just kind of like chat. I know that you've had a sort of resurged interest and coming back to it. I mean, it seems like
I've
it.
been playing it quite a bit. Like I've been playing arcade mode. I haven't been online because I just don't
You
feel
don't get
like.
pwned by the new players yet?
Yeah, I just don't feel like I'm up to par to where
That's
I
the
was
best
when
way to learn, though,
when
dude.
I stopped playing. Like so, and I'm trying to learn new characters. I want to try and play Guile a little bit. Everyone's telling me Guile
Dude,
is
so
badass now.
you
so.
know why Guile is
It's-
suddenly shot
is
up?
Sonic Boom doesn't take
No,
as
but
long
do you
to
know like what? Like a certain player used him, Daigo. You've seen the
Dude,
Daigo video?
he just got a sponsorship. That's like a big
Yeah,
deal that
yeah,
finally a
from
real
Mad
gamers
Catz,
get
yeah.
really.
So you guys have seen the Daigo Parry video, right? Where Justin Wong and him are playing Third Strike and fucking he parries every single
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
on the
yeah,
super. You've
yeah,
seen that
yeah,
one, and
yeah.
everyone
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
"That's Daigo versus Justin Wong." And of course, they've been this legendary rematch that's been going on. So they played at a Capcom Fight Club party. And the match, it was a best of 5. Daigo, Justin. And then it came down Daigo, Justin rounds. And then in the final round, Guile versus Rufus. Fucking double KO. Draw
Wow.
game. The whole series, draw game. It was pretty fucking amazing. But the moment that everyone saw Daigo using Guile, who was considered one of the worst characters except for his normals in Street Fighter 4, the forums were like exploding, like what like he and you
Must
were right.
learn, yeah.
He's got a shorter sonic boom time. I think they increased the damage on some of his normal.
But his ultimates are still kind of not very good, right?
No, I mean Daigo used them. I think maybe the charges might be a little bit more forgiving because I saw Daigo busted out a few times. So, but there are all new achievements, which you're probably happy about. The way that they do the title, the colors, the taunt unlocking. Before it was like do all the challenge shit, do all of this, like pull off these ridiculously hard moves for a character that you don't normally play. Now you just unlock that shit by playing.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
cool.
you go into the arcade mode. I like to go into arcade mode and fire up the fucking the requests, so I just constantly fight people online.
Yeah.
And like I won't earn anything, but then I'll exit my game. It'll be like, you unlocked a new color, you unlocked a new taunt, you unlocked a new title, you unlocked it, and it'll just like flash 40 times. I'll be like, holy shit, you know? I mean, the longer you play, the more you get. They got rid of the championship mode because I don't know if you guys remember, but they added that championship mode. Well, what they do now is they basically got rid of it and everything's consolidated. So if you play
Have
ranked
you played
online,
in the new 6-player, 8-player view mode where
the
you
endless
sit and
mode.
watch everyone
Yeah.
play till you
And
get another turn?
And it's fine. You know, you run into the same issues that you run in all the time. Douchebags that will like wait 39 full seconds before they pick their characters.
Yeah.
You know, guys that will, you know, voice chat spam, whatever. But for the most part, I find that the 4 lobbies seem to be the best. And like, I don't get bored in anything higher than a 4 lobby. In a 4 lobby, the matches are pretty quick. The online seems, I would say, better. But I was telling Force, I wasn't sure if it's just because I haven't played online in so long, or they just do a better job matching me up with people who have better pings. But the only time I saw a bad performance is this afternoon. I fired it up and I like got a red bar. I'm like, what the fuck? And I got another red bar. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I turned off my torrents and
It was fine.
yeah. Well, private practice and Grey's Anatomy are important. I have to get them for my wife. So,
Oh my god! Why do you even speak?
dude, I don't watch those shows.
Private Practice?
I don't
maybe
watch those
Grey's
shows.
Anatomy back from when it was good. Private
Yeah,
Practice
I'm gonna
was
do
never
that.
good.
Beefy. If you install Street Fighter 40 or it goes faster, that was actually true in the first one too. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I
but-
think I should do that too. I don't know. Something weird happened. Like I brought it home and I fired it up and it worked great, you know. And then I went to work and then I came back and then I fired it up again and like it wouldn't recognize the disc at all. And I was like, "Whoa,
Ooh,
dude! Like,
new
what
game,
the
yeah.
fuck, brand new game, like
Blockbuster rented. It wasn't my actual.
No, what happened is I pre-ordered it from Blockbuster and I went there the day to get it and they didn't have it. They were like confused. They thought I didn't pre-order it until I was like, "Bitches, look." And so they gave me a rental copy as my copy and took another $5 off of it. So I was pretty happy about
That's
that.
awesome.
But that was what I was worried about. I was like, "Oh man, did I get a fucking junk copy of fucking Street Fighter 4? I want to fucking play this shit." And so I ended up putting in Deadly Premonition and it recognized
Greatest
that.
game of all time.
Oh my god, dude! It is so hard to play that game. It is so bad.
Don't
It is-
derail because you'll
it
give
is
us
so hard.
a,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
give us a full.
But then when I put the Street Fighter 4 disc back in, it worked. So
I don't know what the fuck to
yeah,
say.
that's weird.
So, well, my question though, Ed, does that mean like this game is an automatic 8 because it screwed up on you at one point?
Yeah,
All right, just making sure.
7.
Just making sure. Maybe 7.
I know that
I have to pre-order
You're
from
not-
Blockbuster.
you didn't buy
'cause
it, did
It's
you,
just
Forrest?
right
No.
next door. to
you do
where I-
not plan to, do you?
No, it's not that I don't plan to, but I'm just not jumping on it yet. I haven't been bored yet.
Oh, well, that's understandable, I suppose. I'd have to say that when I got it, I think I popped it in the night I got it, played a little bit, but that's all it really took to sort of get me back into it. I'd played here and there more with buddies when they came over, online with some guys when they asked. But I really like the new characters, and it's just like there's a lot more variety for me playing online. So
The matches we had, we kind of stuck to just the new characters. And
Yeah.
we had some enjoyable matches. I like that I could figure out, I could at least hold my own with almost every single person that
And
you picked
you've
up and kind of learn
probably-
what do they excel in.
and there were a few that
Now-
like you had played with before because we used to play Alpha all the time.
You
and
know
shit
what
like
I
that.
wish they would have added in this, and they haven't yet, is being able to have like a profile and save your freaking button config to a profile, so that when I come over, I can be Ed profile and just pull it up, you know?
But see, I don't have
But
that
I don't-
problem
you don't
anymore
know that
now
you
I got a
can't.
stick. So
You've never tried putting your tag and save file on a memory unit. I mean, you could always try that and see if that
yeah,
works
but then
for you.
his save file would load and mine wouldn't be there. Although
Yeah.
I use a stick, so it's default. So
Oh well,
I don't know.
let's wrap
Here's
this
what
up
I
so
wanna
we
know.
can
All right.
fucking
Hold,
play.
hold on. Here's what I want to know, okay? So Force is going to buy it, and I'm going to play the shit out of the single player. Do they have endings for the new dudes?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Do they do animated nonsense?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
And-
dude. There's
and
tons of story.
Have you beat it with an original yet to know is there the same endings for the original guys?
Yes, I think I did.
Is it the same endings?
I wasn't sure, but I think the ending. What do you remember the Ryu ending?
Him walking looking
And then
beat
does
up
he
from, like,
shoot
far
a
away.
does he shoot a fireball and like break a waterfall or something? Does that
I don't
sound
remember.
familiar? 'Cause
That
that's
I
what
don't
happens.
remember.
Spoiler! Oh, Wheat gave away Ryu's ending in Super.
No one wants to hear about it now.
Word.
Word.
All right, guys. We got to take care of the mini wheat, get all this stuff torn down. Ed is
By take
gotta
care
work.
of the mini wheat, he means we're going to play some Super Street Fighter
that's
4.
also true.
Because
Now
I have
no one's
to
gonna
work
believe your
and I
wife's
wanna
really
fucking
sick.
Play, dude.
Dude, you guys have no idea, man. I couldn't even play games well, I did end up playing Street Fighter last night at the very end of
Since
the
she
night.
passed out.
Why
I
didn't you
bet.
fucking text me and play me?
Because
Dude,
You didn't even text me to
Seriously,
play
three
Halo
times.
Reach.
You're
Is
not
out,
even
and I had to
rude.
find you.
No, hold on.
You're not even my friend.
Dude, I had to learn Ibuki so I could kick your ass today. That was like all the plan. That wouldn't have been fair if I didn't even know.
Dude, from now on, don't message
Anything.
him. I
All
mean, look
right.
at that. The show only benefits.
Well, next week we're going to
I
be
say we
taking
go another half hour
applicants
now.
for our new co-host. Ed is officially quit, he said. Put in his 2 weeks, so I guess we have 2 weeks to find a new co-host. Fuck yeah! Sorry, Ed. Sorry. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys Sunday for Live on 3 and Weapon of Choice. Oh yeah, some beta key giveaways. How are we gonna do that real quick? Any like thing from their review or
beta key?
anything for a beta key? Retweet. Epileptic Gaming's got a retweet.
Retweet.
I'll have a message for you guys on twitter.com/Epileptic Gaming.
It better say
Retweet
DJ
that.
Wheat is the worst best friend in the world.
No.
I would agree with that retweet. I would
Yes,
agree with
that
that
is the
one.
retweet.
I got that one.
No, shut up, all of you. Twitter.com/Epileptic Gaming. Someone in chat, please go ahead and do it. You'll have to retweet the newest message. You'll know it's from this show. And then we'll go ahead and give away some more keys on Twitter. Sorry that I forgot about that. But, guys, we'll see you next time. And we'll see you Sunday, Monday, and next Friday for more shows.
Peace.
right. Awards go to variables for coming up with the message. It says retweet this or Ed will quit the show, and you might win a nice shiny StarCraft 2 beta key. So there you go, guys. Actually, twitter.com/epileptic gaming. Jeez.